And we are rolling here at Joe Chat, Joe Talk, Joe Stuff live here, but not live, almost live. We are back, or I am back. It's only me and my camera coming at you live from Casa Delamore in wonderful Woodbridge, New Jersey. It's been a crazy ride. I got a lot to tell you about. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to say. I actually started this before, and I forgot to hit the play button on the camera, so I went through 10 minutes, and you guys weren't with me. But it was all great. It was one of the best shows I ever did. Unfortunately, I didn't tape it. Anyway, we'll do this one, and you're all here with me. Look at that. So here we go. Welcome back to Joe Chat after the COVID-19 hiatus. But the hiatus was for another reason. And I started telling you a minute ago, although you couldn't hear me, was that I had to take a hiatus unrelated to COVID. It was cancer for me. I had a tumor back here in my brain, and we had to go in there and get her out. We had to go in there and blast that sucker out of there. So we did. And we did it with radiation, targeted radiation, which was amazing. The whole process was ridiculously cool. And I brought some show and tell goodies for you. I want to tell you that it's great to see to be back, to see you all here, and to have the breath in my body to speak to you all still. It's been a wild ride. Can't express that enough. Through the cancer stuff all year, right up until it was November for me. And then it was a cancer trip, then it was COVID. But I've been on lockdown since mainly, I would say November 2nd, and the chemo really caught up to me, my body, and I was down for a while with that half-mast on the immune system, which means that I'm not able to do a lot of the things that I did. I couldn't be around large crowds, a lot of people. I was kind of on lockdown from November till December when COVID hit. And then I was actually in the hospital when they found out about this guy back here, and the virus was right on my heels, and we went right into lockdown after that. And it's been months since, so it's been hell on high water as far as lockdowns and all that. Today, Chrissy and I finally got out of the house. We had lunch in the park. It was beautiful, right by the car. We got out for a little bit. We had masks on. I hope we find you all doing the same thing and well and healthy through all this. We're almost there, guys. It's not going to be too much longer, I don't think. Not too much. I mean, we're starting to see it open up a little bit. Very happy to see that. But I hope you all made it through happy and healthy, and everybody's doing great. And I missed you all, and I got about 10 episodes to catch back up on, so I'm going to be pumping these puppies out, and we'll be talking a lot. But I got some show and tell goodies over here I want to show you in a little while about the radiation. That whole thing was a trip. It was amazing. I've never seen it done before. I was never, under a gamma knife like that, and it was just ridiculously cool the way it was done. The reason, obviously, was not good. I had a cancerous tumor in my brain, but the effects were cool. It was a very cool process, and the ladies that walked me through it was amazing. For all the people that know that I'm a metalhead, and you all basically do anyway, you may not know the band, but it was you got to pick your music. I had Testament cranking up through there, so I had fire pumping through my veins when I went in there for this, and I was ready to go. We weren't taking any prisoners, and the wonderful ladies that helped me through this process were absolutely nothing short of amazing over at MSK. I'm referring to Memorial Sloan Kettering, which is the hospital that I absolutely adore and love for the care and the love that they have given me and the chance that they have given me, and I'll get to that in just 1 second. This is breaking news for me. It's huge. So I want to put that out there. Most of you in a few of my cancer groups know about this, but I haven't gone. I guess, most of you probably know. I mean, I don't have public. You guys are all my friends and family. So you all know that I might as well just dump this on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you in this episode cancer-free, which means that I was found NED on my last scan. NED means no evidence of disease found in the body, which means there's no cancer in my body. I'm going to let that go into your head just for 1 second. No cancer was found in my body. I don't even know where to begin. I don't know how to articulate. It's been days since we got the news and I still don't know how to articulate or get my head around this. It has been nothing short of amazing. The love and the respect that I have gotten through all of this has been ridiculous. Ridiculous. Every day I would turn my phone on or my laptop or whatever, and I got pushed up like this with love and held up in the air. And then from above, God came down and was, grabbing my arms like this and holding. You guys held me up, and you carried me. You carried me through about 7 or 8 months of the hardest days of my life, and you were all here with me to watch it. You were all here to go through it with me, and that's what I planned. I wanted nothing short of that. I wanted you all with me. I wanted you to be with me and see what we do and what we go through, and you guys all held ground with me, and we made it to the other side, never knowing that this would happen. This is not something that should have happened. They said this was an impossibility. So, ladies and gentlemen, through your works and the works of God and St. Teresa and all the people involved, my doctors, my wife, all of you, God, everybody, I come to you now without a shred of cancer in my body. They told me that this was never going to happen. This was not possible. You're looking at a miracle. And I'm telling you, for all of you that are suffering with this ailment, with this disease, I'm telling you, you hold your ground and you fight. And you fight until there's no breath left in your body. You fight. You fight as hard as you can and as long as you can. Even if I was on my deathbed, I would still be swinging at this thing, and I have absolutely no inhibitions to stop. Because I've seen now that miracles happen, all right? I am one. I'm a walking miracle. This is not supposed to be. And you're looking at it in front of you, all right? I don't want to lose the whole show to this. I want to tell you quickly because it's a milestone. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know where this is going. I have no idea. We don't know. It takes a long time to become, for them to use the word remission, takes about a year. You have to be cancer-free for a year. Right now, I'm NED, which is cancer-free, which is, the tumor in my lung is gone. It's gone. It's not there. It's gone. There's not even a nub left. It's a fucking scar. Okay? It's a scar, which means it's gone and healed already. The floor of my lung is clean. It didn't metastasize anywhere else in my body, and the brain tumor is toast. We radioactively fried that little bastard and cooked it right out of my head. So it's gone. I realize this is only Gatorade, but I'm going to ask you now, if you have a drink in front of you, put it up. I'll give you a second if you don't have one, and grab it. Okay. This toast goes out to all of you. From me, from my heart to the bottom of my heart. For getting me through one of the hardest times in my life and being with me through one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, and standing firm with me and being with me and lifting me up every day and being strong with me and fighting right alongside of my body and being here. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. So I salute down the hatch, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay. With that out of the way, let me clean up a second here. I wasn't planning on all that nonsense. All right. So, I'm going to give you a little bit about the radiation. I told you I was going to do this, and I meant what I said. So, I brought some things home here, and one of the things I brought home here was the apparati that I had to wear to get this thing out of my head. And here it is. If you can see that pretty well. This looks a little busy. It looks like something you'd see in a NASCAR, right? It kind of does. But this is all part of the show. This all comes apart. This is the mask that you put on your face, but this is the cradle that they made first. They made this cradle of my head, right? And they positioned it this way. And you can see here a little bit. Let me see if I can get close enough to the camera. It ramps. This is like a ramp here. It goes down and then back up, and then it goes in. That's where my neck sits, and my head, the back of my head goes in there. So it's laying on the table like that, right? So with that in place, they put this mask over your face like this. I'll take my headphones off for a second to show you. Okay, they take that. Here's the top of my head here, like this. All right, and this is why, because this fits over that cradle. All right, so now that I have this cradle on, this guy goes on the back of the head. This is busy, but if you give me a second, I could probably work this in here somehow. Let me see, I've never tried to put this on since I've been home, but I think I can manage to do this like that, right? Where's the lip? The lip is up front, right? And that goes over my face like that. Okay, so now with that in place, there we go. With that in place, there's two pieces on the back of this. You see the wing here, this piece, and the wing on this side here. You have another one. Right? What that is, they pull it down tight like that, and I'm laying down on a table. And behind my head is a clamp. Now that thing I put my head into, this gets pulled very tightly like that. You really can't talk while you're in here, just to show you. And when that is in position and you are in progress of the radiation, your eyes are closed and you cannot move your head for about 40 minutes. So you're like this for 40 minutes and you cannot move. The radiation goes up here in that hole. You see the hole right here? That's where the targeted radiation goes. So it's targeted. Now how they did this was they lined my head up. Let me take that off. You know, most people would have beat this thing to death and thrown it out, but I thought this process was so amazing. What they do is so taken for granted. But there's a line, a mark here. There's the mark. You see the cross hatch right there, right? That's the cross hatch. They line that mark up with another laser guided mark that comes down, and they did all that with Sharpie markers first. They put your head in, they align it perfectly, and they put, what at work we call them hash marks on things. And you know, if you take two hash marks at work, roofing and all, you line up two pieces of wood, let's say, you want to cut them, and you have two pieces of wood side by side, you want to cut them at the same time, you put them together, and obviously you go across with a line. The hash mark would be the end of the line on one piece and the beginning of the line on the other, and you know, you line those two lines up, and now you can cut perfectly across. It's perfectly lined. It's the same system here. They perfectly lined it. So when they did that, this piece goes behind this, right? And it sits over the top of it, like this. Right? And now on the back, on the table, they have lined up a set of clips. And those clips keep this locked down perfectly on the table to where my head was aligned perfectly. So when the laser goes in, and when it's a gamma radiation goes in, it goes in perfectly aligned to where they needed to go to attack that tumor, which was done on another day a week before. So they already had this lined up and ready to go. I walked in, they suited up, and they bolt this down to the table with clamps. So you are not moving. Your head is in a position like this, and you are in that thing, and you know the bottom pushes your jaw up like this. You really can't talk, can't breathe. So it's hard to breathe. But they put some great tunes on for you. They make you very comfortable. They give me warm blankets. They put They put a pillow under your knees. They give you a footrest. It's just amazing the care that I got. So what happens is. You lay there, you keep your eyes closed, and you can see, I don't know if you guys can see the blue light in here. This blue light right here on my mic. That's the color of it. Like when my eyes were open for a split second right before I had to close them, the regular color is blue. And then you hear a noise and the light goes, you can see it gets red. You can just, because your eyes are closed, you can see red, here. And it's either very bright or whatever makes red in your eye, or the light is red, one or the other. I think when that's on, you're really not supposed to open your eyes at all. And I did just a hair cheated look. And I'm fine, thank God. But it was only for a very brief, like a millisecond. And I did see the red light, and that was what was going through that hole back here and here. And they targeted it, and they found it. Now, when I point to here, and I say the tumor's here, and I point to here and show you the thing, what you have to remember is this is the area that they found it in, but it's inside the brain. It's not topical. The tumor was never topical. It wasn't on the outside of the shell of my brain like this under my skull. It was inside the brain and deep. It was in there. And it's a miracle that we found it the way we did. I have neuropathy in my hand a little bit. We're looking into that. That might be a fixture, but I mean, it's not bad. I have the use of my hand pretty much for everything that I do. I came through this almost completely unscathed and healthy for the most part. I mean, I do have a date almost to start work again. I'm green light for work. I'm going back to work. You guys are going to see me tearing up the drum kit in, I don't know, 3 or 4 different bands. I have some other announcements I'll be making. I found a partner to run, I don't know how to say this. I don't even know how to get into this because this is going to throw a lot of people. I love hauntings and ghost stuff. I know that might sound crazy, but I found a partner to do investigations with, and we're going to start that. So there's a lot of things, in life that I wanted to do that I'm just going to be doing. It's time to live. It's time to live, and it's time to live, in confines without hurting myself or anybody else, the way I want to live and do the things I want to do and enjoy life, to the fullest. There's no guarantees, folks, and I don't want to make light of what's going on here. Again, this is nothing short of a miracle, but life is short, and I got to tell you straight out, when you have an opportunity to do something that you love and you want to do it, as long as you're not, affecting anybody else terribly, or hurting yourself or anyone, just do it. Do yourself a favor and live, because you only got one shot at this, and you're not going to be happy with yourself until you do, and you know it. So live. Do what it is that you want to do. And that goes for everybody fighting through. I mean, I didn't stop living until I was forced into a hospital bed, and then once I got back out, I fought back, and I came roaring back and did some more shit. We did the double gig over at Dingbats right before we closed up. We just got another date there. I'll be pushing that date out at people. It's months in advance because of the COVID. It's past summer. It's at the end. It's the end of September, as a matter of fact. I'll be putting the date up here. I don't want to do it just yet. I want to make sure it's lock, stock, and barrel, and we're 98.9% close that gig is booked. So we'll talk about that coming up and down the pipe. And there are other things that I'm going to be doing. I mean, band-wise, DTA is back, rolling full. Necrophile's back, which is ridiculous. It's a high school band. I mean, I'm doing all the things, like I said, that I want to do and live. I did want to, just let you all know that if you are going through this, and I go into the groups a lot and I see people just giving up, and it's just ridiculous. You don't have to give up. And the quality of life on the medication that I have, I'm telling you straight out, there is no question in my mind that tumor was not reversed by immunotherapy. I know the chemotherapy helped quite a bit. I'm not a doctor, but I'm telling you, it was my body the shit was in, and I'm telling you straight out, I can almost guarantee it was the immunotherapy that did what it did to these tumors and knocked them out of here. It's just it's ridiculous. It's just insane. The amount of time it took for it to happen was quick. Okay, quick. In the scheme of things, that's quick. Fight. It's so worth it. It's so worth it to get the treatment. And look, everybody's an individual. If you don't want to fight and you want to take your quality, you think your quality of life will be better the other way, I disagree. I totally disagree. And I'll emphatically tell you that every day. And the reason I disagree is because I did it. But if that's your choice, I'll respect your words as, a fellow fighter, a fellow cancer patient, and, a fellow human being, moreover. And I respect your wishes, and I will never look down my nose at you or think differently of you or make light of you. make you out to be something, different or wrong. There is no right and wrong here. It's all based on decision, and what you choose to do with your life may not be my opinion. But again, I respect you either way as a person and a cancer patient. So with that said, I'm going to say this straight. I totally disagree. I had a quality of life. I've been living. I mean, I got knocked down a few times, but I got back up. And I got back up because I got vocal, and a lot of people rallied around me. And when they did that, I had the world at my fingertips again, and I ran as hard as I could, as far as I could. And I swang as hard as I could, and I didn't give up at all. Okay? I didn't quit. I didn't give up at all. And I'm telling you that I have a quality of life. I'm about to return to work soon, very soon. It's something I've been looking forward to for 8 months, I worked up until November. October, the beginning of October, I think it was. I went down hard, somewhere in there. And right up until that point, I was working. And we didn't know what it was that brought me down. Obviously, we found out it was steroids. It was a mishap, a miscommunication at the other hospital. And I'm not going to name names. My doctor at that hospital was amazing. She's a brilliant oncologist, and I wished her well and was very sorry that I had to leave that hospital. But it was time for me to move on to a different pasture and find different care for myself and make sure that, I was comfortable where I was. And not that I was totally uncomfortable there. It just got to a point where I think I just needed to change. And I did. That's okay, too. All right? There are no rules to this. You need to understand that. There are no rules to this. You make the rules. You decide what hospital you're going to. You decide what kind of care you're going to get. You tell them. They work for you. You are the one in the seat. You tell them what you need. You listen to them. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. Great doctors will tell you. I was blessed with two amazingly great oncologists. And the staff at MSK, that I've been there longer now, has been ridiculously beautiful to me. The staff at the other hospital was great too. Just, again, I needed a change. You have to be the one to decide, first and foremost, that if you're going to fight. And if you choose to, I'm telling you, you fight. You fight as far as you can. You keep swinging at this thing, but you are in the driver's seat. You have to ask questions. You have to be the one to stand up and say, if I'm getting radiation, when is it? How many times do I have to go? What are they going to do? What exactly is it? Am I going to get sick after? What are the side effects? Do I need medication? All this stuff. Get it beforehand. Get it set in your head. Get it all in there so the day that you walk in there for treatment, you focus on the shit that's in your body getting out. That's it. That's all you have to focus on. All that time that you're there, you focus on that shit going. I'm going to tell you, somebody, a beautiful human being named Judy, gave me this wonderful way to look at it. And I'm going to put it out here for you right now because this was just, I thought this was brilliant. And it's the simplest thing in the world. She told me to imagine one day. Now, this woman has survived cancer for years, okay? You're talking about a fighter. This is a fighter. Judy, if you watch this and you're listening, I'm telling you, that was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, and I think that is what really pushed me over the edge and took this. So I'm going to say it here. She told me to picture yourself with a miner, like a little crew of miners going in there and chipping away at it with, like they're mining in a cave, like cave miners, And you have plenty of miners in there. So every day I would picture a team of miners with the lamps on their head and their helmets, mining helmets, going down in a coal cart, with a track into my lung. They're in there, and they're chipping away at it. Ching, 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 toot, toot, toot. They got hammers and chisels. They're knocking it, and picks and stuff, and they're filling up the carts, man. The carts go out. They go out of the body. You got to get them out, driving out. Doesn't matter which end, okay? I'm just saying. Pick one, all right? Not going to tell you which. And everything goes out. And that was the fun part, right? I'm still a little nuts. I'm still a little twisted. And I'm still I'm back, obviously, on the steroids. I came off them for 2 days, and I felt, almost 5 days, I'm sorry, and I felt my body coming back. I didn't have these wonderfully, you can't see them on a red wall. If this was white, These are red, okay? And that's one reason I'm here. This isn't the color of the reflection of the wall. That's my face, all right? They're red from the steroids. I've been doing a lot of webinars with the bands that I'm in. We've been doing a lot of web chat and stuff, and these poor bastards, they got to sit through 8 hours of me going like this because of the steroids. We had a great time yesterday. I talked to a couple of different bands yesterday. We just had a blast. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying was that I did the minor trick in the lung, and then when the brain tumor hit, I went and I sent the CART team up there, and they were hammering away at this thing every day, and I could actually hear. I made it so I could actually hear this in my head. I could hear them working, and there were crews. A couple of guys talked to each other. I didn't go as far as to pack their lunches and all that stuff. Help them get dressed. That'd be a little weird. It's a little odd, a little strange. So we didn't go that far with it, but we did. A couple of names like Jimmy and Steve were up there on the top end, and we had Paulie and Igor downstairs over here with the lung, and it was a couple of crews in there working away every day. And Judy, I cannot tell you how far I really think that helped me. So look, you devise these things in your head, and whatever the hell, if you have the Avengers flying through your ass to get up in there and wreck that stuff, go for it. If that's what works for you, that's what works, okay? And there are no rules. Whatever you need to do to fight this thing, and I don't give a shit how loud I get right now, fight. Fight until you can't fight no more, but you fight. You get off your ass. You don't let this thing take fucking stride of you. You grab it. You grab this thing, and you tell it, you're not staying in my body. I want you out. I want you out. In the beginning, I screamed at that shit in the mirror every day for about a week. Seriously. Didn't want it in my body, so I let it know. And I'm not afraid to say it. You do whatever the hell you have to get it out of your body. And these doctors are going to help you, okay? I can't tell you the care that I've gotten from MSK has been over the top. My oncologist is just over the top. Over the top. I have received nothing but love and care and guidance from that hospital. And I'm telling you, without the aid of that, I would not be sitting in this chair. Okay? I wouldn't be here right now. Think about that for a second. I do. I think about it every day. And this is why I'm so adamant about it. I'm going back to friggin' work. I'm going to be doing the band stuff and a whole bunch of other shit. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I chose to fight. And I'm telling you, you have a life. If you have family, you have children, you fight. You fight for them. I fight for my wife. I want to be with her. I want to go places and do things, and I'm going to do them. Okay? I have family. I have a nephew in Florida that I haven't even seen yet. I have nephews and I have a niece, a great niece here. Who I met her twice. Okay? So there was a ton of shit that I still have yet to get to. There are reasons I am still here. And I looked at them all, and I put them all in a basket, put them on a table, and looked at them and said to myself, I will fight. And I will do it as hard and as long as I can. All right. I'm not going to get nuts. I'm already kooky. I'm already on steroids. So, with that said, we got a lot to cover here, and I'm going to do it quickly. I did an article a while back. I did an article for your HHS newsfeed. That was a hospital, HHRS newsfeed. And that was Adrian. Adrian, if you are watching this and you watch a lot of my stuff, I'm sure you're going to pitch in a comment or two. I want to thank you for letting me do that. I was able to do another article with her just recently, and the article is posted there, and I'll repost it on my page. It's posted there once now, and I promise to repost my page. And that's my beautiful and illustrious wife. She just walked through here and walked. She's beautiful. I always look at her when she walks through because she's just she's beautiful. You can see her every day in the things. I love her to death. We had a grand old time today eating lunch, right, hon? It was great. Anyway, those are the reasons, and I told you, if you're gonna do this, do it. And I know I keep harping back to that, but what's happened to me in the last week is just mind blowing, and it comes out. It's coming out of me, every day. I can't say enough, but I was able to do another article. So the article will be posted up on the page It is on the page now. It's posted in the cancer group, my journey page. Hopefully, somewhere down the line, you might see another episode of Horror Metal Cast. Stevie and I have been talking lightly about it. Maybe we threw it around once or twice. It is possible, that would be amazing. Would love that to happen more than anything else. So with all that said, I mean, this is the first episode back. I wanted to walk you through the radiation stuff here and show you all this cool stuff because it was badass the way they did this. It was just something that you don't do every day, something that you don't see every day. I want to tell you all that I'm getting my way. I fought my way back to work. I hopefully will be doing that within less than a month. It looks much more faster than that. But we're going to walk a line here. We're going to see where it goes, and we're going to try and get back in there when COVID is slowing down a little bit. So we've got a little time left before that kicks off, but we're close. I got the band stuff firing up. I wanted to get to that. I told you, there's going to be a lot of stuff. I have 2 of the DTA CDs for sale on the DTA page, which you can find on my pages on Facebook. I'll post a link in the group for it too. And both CDs are on sale. They're $5 a piece, 2 for $8 plus shipping. If you're interested, please hit me up. I'd love to see it, and we love hearing from you. I got the Necrophile page up and running, and very soon, very shortly, I will have product up on that page as well. And I'm grateful for all the things I'm able to do. The ghost hunting stuff we'll talk about. You'll be seeing a little bit of it. We'll be talking about that down the line, and it's going to be a lot of fun to do that. Again, I'm doing the things that I've always wanted to do in life because you don't have. I found out the hard way that I didn't have enough, as much time as I thought I did. Maybe I do now. I don't know. I mean, if this can happen, anything can. In my eyes. Again, this is nothing short of a straight, full-out miracle, and I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I was told this. I was told to hang on because the miracle's about to happen, because of my faith and because I prayed, because I cared and I wanted this to happen. I believed in it from day one, and you all believed with me, and we've done something that is beyond miraculous. This is a miracle. Seriously, this is just ridiculous. But I was told this by a friend, very close friend, who I love like a mother, and a friend, Sandy, who told me in the very beginning, if you do the things that I explained to you to do, which was praying about, a lot. Again, I'm not telling anybody what religion to be or what to do or to pray. I'm telling you what I did and what I was told and how I did it. Okay? I respect anybody's religion or wishes, whatever you are. That's your thing. That's awesome, But I'm telling you what I did. This is solely for me. So I was told to pray to St. Teresa, and I did, and to God. And to Jesus, and every day, I did my prayers every single day, and I'm still doing them every day, and it just it's just so hard to get your head around. It's ridiculous. It's so huge to me. I did what I was told to do, and she said to me several times after I got knocked down hard the first time. She said, "It's coming." She goes, "I don't know what they're going to do when they look at you the one day very soon and find out that there's no tumor left in your body." And I looked at her. I said, "But that's not possible." They told me. And she goes, "Give it time. Give it time." So time went on, and we went back in for a scan, and sure enough, the tumor was shrinking. And I'm looking at this thing and going, "Wow, it's shrinking. That's awesome." And I said to the doctor, I got a little ahead of myself and said, "Well, it's shrinking. What about remission?" She goes, "Well, let's not use the R word here so much. Let's just say this is a containment and a containment thing more than a remission thing. We're going to keep it contained for you and keep it at a certain level, and you're going to live for a long time. A containment and live, that's what she called it." And, my heart shrank a little bit, and I was kind of brought back, and I'm thinking, well, I want to keep moving forward with it. And she goes, "That's not to say it's not possible." So she even said it at one point, she goes, "But this is more going to be what they thought. They never thought that the tumor would leave. They thought they could shrink it. That was true. But gone? Never expected gone. Nobody did. Nobody did. Except for Sandy. And Sandy kept telling me, wait till the tumor's gone. She goes, they're not going to be able to figure this one out. So the last time I went in was for the Mets to the brain. Mets, when I refer to Mets to the brain, I'm not talking about like Ed Kranepool and the 71 Mets like running upstairs in my brain and getting in there and playing baseball. What I'm talking about, and I'm referring to my team, the New York Mets, not the Yankees, thank you. I don't want to catch a lot of flack for that. I'm a Mets fan. I'm not afraid to admit it here because nobody really watches, and I'll probably nobody will even see this. And just a couple of you, and Mr. Garceca, if you're watching this, when we come back, we're gonna kick butt. I promise you. I miss him too. Anyway, when I refer to Mets to the brain, it's metastasizing because when cancer moves into your lymph nodes, it's like getting on a superhighway and go anywhere in your body and do whatever it wants. So it becomes metastasized, and that's what stage 4 cancer means. That it has gone into the body, metastasizing, and it's moving through the body. All right, that's what stage 4 means. And I'm going to tell you straight out, they told me stage 4 terminal. Okay, those were the words that were given to me the first day. When it goes up into your brain, because this particular cancer, squamous cell cancer, is a slower mover, but for some reason, it's like a grazer. It's like a cow. It's like a cow of cancer, if you will. It goes up and grazes on things. It doesn't fly up and destroy it and blow it up right away and you're gone in a day. This thing gets in there slow and you don't even know what's in there. You don't even know. This is a creeper, folks. It gets in there and does this munchy munch thing like a cow out in the pasture, but nobody even knows the fucking cow's out there. The gate was left open and it's gone up there. We don't know how it got there, but it's there and it's munching. So you got to really, watch because this stuff metastasizes. Kidneys and brain, that's what it likes. Kidneys and brain, this cancer loves them. It's like candy to them. It's like giving them Snickers bars and shit. They love it. It goes in there and munches it up and takes care of it. So it went to the brain. And Chrissy and I were at the table the night before the scan. And I told her straight out, I said, listen, no matter what comes down the pipe, no matter what they say, because I think somewhere in both our hearts, we thought that maybe it had moved around a lot more. We weren't worried, as I would say we were concerned, because we were going to fight with everything we had. And we did that. And that was the pact that we made that night, sitting at the table before the scan day. And we said to each other, no matter what comes down the pipe, we'll deal with it. So the scans were done. Nobody said anything, and the next morning we were waiting for results to come back in. And I was going to come out and have the same talk with her again, just to reassure her that I was on the same page. We're still going to go after this thing. We're still going to fight the way we said we were, and that's it. And the phone rang. It was 8:30 in the morning, and I'm looking at it. It was a doctor's number. I'm going, oh, shit. I thought that was it. They're calling early. No news is good news, right? Now they were scheduled to call at 6 p.m. that night. You're like 6 hours early, or 2 p.m. That afternoon. So, the phone's ringing, and I'm like, oh, I can answer it. So I picked the phone up, and my oncologist is on the other end of the phone, and she's, nothing short of giddy on the other end of the phone. And she's a very personable doctor. She laughs and talks and hugs, and she's great. But she was like bouncy, like, okay, Doc, how are you? She's, I'm doing great. Wait till you hear this. And I'm going, all right, let me just get to Chrissy and put the phone down on for this, table. Chrissy's working from home, 20 feet from the dining room table at her desk and in the living room. And, she came over and sat at the table, and the doctor went on to tell us that, you're cancer-free. She goes, we don't know what happened. The tumor's gone. I said, oh, okay. What? She goes, it's gone. The tumor's gone. You mean like gone? Yeah, gone. There's only a scar left. That's it. And the pleura of your lung, she goes, it's cleaned up so beautifully. It's just gone. There's no cancer. There's a nub or two, but that'll be gone in a day, and it's not cancer. It's gone. The cancer's gone, she said. And I said, what about the brain? You know, we got to go a couple months for the scan. She goes, that was small. We knocked that right out with the radiation. So I did the math in my head, you know. Three spots. She said 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 spots. Well, did it go anywhere else? No. You're NED. Excuse me? She said, you're NED. And I've heard the term being in the rooms, but I never thought I would hear that term applied to me. And she said, you are NED. Again, and I just stopped and looked at the phone, and the tears were streaming out of my eyes. And I talked to Chris, and I said, did you hear that the right way? Am I making this up? She said, no, you're NED. We're NED. Anyway, the reason I'm blabbing about all this stuff is to tell you, and I started telling you about 20 minutes ago. I know it's been a long conversation, but this is huge. When I walked into the hospital June 22nd, they told me that I wasn't going to live long. They told me my life was basically over, okay? They said this is basically it. We don't know how long you got, but it probably ain't going to be that long. I stand before you now with no cancer in my body. Please let that resonate in your mind. Stop whatever the hell it is that you're doing and think about that for 5 minutes, especially if you are like me and you had cancer or have cancer. Think about it. Think about not taking treatment as against going and getting treatment and fighting. But no matter what, you got to be the one to do it. You got to be the one to get off of that couch when it feels like a truck ran over you and backed up twice. You got to be the one to get out of the house and go to work when you feel like you're going to yak all over everything. You have to be the one to get that strength. When you feel you can't even, you don't have enough strength to lift your head off the pillow, you dig deep and you find that shit in your body and you will yourself up. You will your body up and you tell yourself, I am not going to give in to this shit. And you fight. And I'll pray with everybody and everything that I have that you're a miracle, just like me and the people before me that it's happened to. I'll be right next to you praying. Whether I have it or not, I shaved my head in honor. The day that she told me I was NED, I shaved my head. And I did that to let all of you know that I'll fight next to you every day. Until there is no breath left in my body, I'll fight next to you every single day. And if you need me to come to you, I will. I don't give a shit. If that's what you need, I'll give you whatever I can to get you to be part of this miracle, because it happens. And you have to believe it. You have to believe it. You have to have faith. And once you have that, you go and you kick this thing's ass and you don't stop until it's gone. Okay? Anyway, before I get too carried away and get off on a rant, which I'm starting to do, I want you guys to know that I'm happy to be back. I'm grateful to be back, and I'm going to be doing more of these. Whether you watch them or not, I'm going to continue doing it because I love it. I love talking to you all, and I love being here, and I love having a good time with you. I made a lot of friends. Chrissy and I made a lot of friends through all this. There's quite a few of them. Stephanie Bumpers, families are going to hook up when we come down to Florida. I'll make that happen. We got Alana and Barbie down in Florida as well. We're going to see you guys soon. All of you, Judy for the for the minors there. Sandy for all the penance and love and just everything, just everything. I love you guys and everybody, and I'll keep it short because I'll go for days. I'm on steroids and I'll talk forever and ever. But I want to tell you that I love you. And the next episode, this is 4, I believe. This is episode 4. You'll have 5 and 6 probably this week because I'm going to be raring to go and talk, and I'm back. All right. So I want to tell you as we walk the line toward the beginning of the end of the COVID stuff, the beginning. I didn't say it's over. We're not fixed. This isn't the end. We have to do this for a while more. But it looks to me, my opinion, that this is the beginning of getting back to some sort of human decency kind of thing, where we're allowed to go out without, whatever. And rightly so. I want to say that I'm proud of people. We dropped the ball there a little bit in the beginning, and then my nose is, I'm sorry, I have allergies. My nose is so itchy right now. It's ridiculous. I keep hitting my nose. I'm not signaling for somebody to steal third over there. All right, there we go. That's a steal home. Anyway, steroids. Did someone want to base that on? I don't know. Look, I got a lot of shit to say, and I'm going to be saying it in the next few weeks. With that done, and with that said, I tell you again, I love you, and I'm grateful to be back. And episode 5, 6, 10, 20, and 30 will be up probably this week. All right, guys? Stay safe. Wash those hands, PPE. All right? Everybody be good, and I love you. We'll see you soon.